Hey, gun people. This is pretty good little pursuit. I'm probably going to have to do this in part 1 and 2. Sorry. Let me make sure I start my little timer here so I don't get over time. So, what we got here is an officer stops this guy. It says, I think, Canadian County in Oklahoma. And they do some pretty good things here. They do some things that they probably could improve in. So we're going to go through here and I'm going to start this and then I'll talk.
Everything's good on here. I'm just going to write you a warning for the speeding, okay?
So he tells the guy he's going to give him a warning.
Come on back and have a seat with me. As soon as we're done, you'll be free to go.
So I don't understand this part right here, why he lets the guy goof around and why it takes so long to get him out of the car. Now he's checking the front tire. So he's really not watching the guy. Now, I mean, maybe he felt comfortable, maybe he already ran him. I don't know if he ran a plate. It seems like some confusion once the pursuit gets started. I'm going to leave the sound up here just till shit hits the fan here in a couple seconds. So, pretty standard little stop. He's walking back.
Just go ahead and have a seat for me right back there on the passenger side, please. Hey, sir.
You know what? I don't get this. He saw the guy put something in his shirt. He tells him to go have a seat. He's got his hand on his gun like he's nervous. And then he kind of tells the guy to go sit in a car. Now, I don't know if that was a ploy and he was always going to stop and search him. But he kind of lost me here, so I don't know what his thought process is. If you notice when he gets out of the car, look at his hands on the gun here. Now he's looking. He was looking at the tire before. Now he's looking. Hand on the gun. Hand on the gun.
Have a seat for me right back there on the
hand on the gun. Hand off the gun.
Hey, sir. What did you put in your pocket when you were getting out? Not that pocket in here. You don't have any weapons or anything on you, do you? No guns, knives? No, don't. Don't you reach for it. Drop your...
Good stance. He's got a good hold. Fingers off the trigger. Good double grip. Trigger guard looks like it's a little clogged up right here. Again, remember we just went from 0 to 90. We have to wait for the suspect to act before we can act or react. So he asked the guy, do you have any weapons? He kind of suspected him because his hand was on his gun. And I'm not sure why he wouldn't have his gun out for that and tell the guy, just put your hands on the car. What did you put in there? Put your hands on the car. I'm going to check. Don't reach for anything. Could have controlled this a little bit better. The guy was kind of being nice. Thought the guy was okay. You know, you can't trust those damn white people. I had to say that because everybody's always cracking because I point out black people. All right, this is a white guy, everybody. In case nobody noticed. White guy being mean to a white guy, no problem. No racial issues. All right, whatever. So here we go again.
Fucking hand right now. Oh, man.
When he looked down the ground, did you notice that target glance and target launch? I'm going to go back and look at his eyes. I don't know what happened. I'm pretty sure the guy either dropped or threw a gun on the ground. And that's why he goes, oh, man. Because he just realized, I should have shot your ass. Watch his eyes look to the ground. Watch the cop's eyes.
No guns, knives? No, don't. Don't you reach for it. Drop your fucking hand right now. Oh, man.
Those eyes went straight to that gun. Why? Remember we talked about tunnel vision. When your heart rate goes up, you go into fight or flight, your eyes lock on the threat. That's why a lot of bad guys get shot in the hands. That's where they hold the guns, knives, and other weapons. Cops focus on that. Our eyes, it's just very hard. Everybody's going to say, he shouldn't have took his eyes off the guy. He should have been looking at his gun. He should have been looking down his sights. Those eyes were locked on that freaking gun and it went to the ground. I've been there. I've done it. You can't stop it. It's just like, holy shit. He could have shot me. So let's keep going.
Lost your mind on the ground. Oh, don't you touch it. Sir, I will kill you right now.
Sir, I just want to go home.
I will fucking kill you. Get on the ground.
I want to go home.
Get on the ground.
Go home, sir.
Get on the ground. You go for it and I will shoot you dead.
I want to go home.
Good commands. Good clear.
I just go home.
On the ground.
Sir, I just go home, please.
Just what? Okay, now I almost got a problem with this. Everybody's going to say that's good. He's a good cop. He's looking down to draw his freaking taser with his other hand. He's got a gun in one hand and a taser in the other. I've talked about this in other videos, inter-limb interaction. hopefully, I mean, if he keeps his finger off the trigger of the gun, then when he squeezes the taser trigger, very, very dangerous situation. You don't want to have a taser in one hand. You're going to have a bunch of idiots out here saying, why don't more cops do that? You should always keep a taser in one hand and a gun in the other, and then you can just fire the one that you need. Look, you can't, the mind doesn't work that way, especially under stress. You lose minor, you lose thought process, you lose the ability to kind of think of these minor details, and it's all about reaction. And this guy's really lucky that this guy pulled his taser and was able to shoot him with the taser, even though he misses.
You're going to get tased. On the ground.
Notice he misses. One dart got the guy, and the guy just shook it off. That's the problem with tasers, and he was pretty close. You would think it'd be easy at 2 darts. When those darts come off, they kind of take off in 2 different areas. One goes straight and the other one curves down. So you may get one, but the other one may either get ricochet, it may hit the cloth, it may hit a button. Everybody's like, taser, taser, taser. Those damn things don't work half the time. It's like pepper spray. You spray them, and half the time you end up spraying your partner and everyone else, and the bad guy don't get anything. So that just another reason on why a taser is not always the answer that people, again, this is fine that he used a taser and missed because the guy wants to get to the car and he wants to get away. It wouldn't be fine if the guy had another gun, he used his taser, and he was able to get to the gun and shoot him because he used a freaking taser. And he had to think, oh shit, and I got to drop my taser and I got to fire my gun, and my other hand's got my gun, and which one, and let me shoot. By that time, you're dead. So that's why this was a bad situation. But the cop's doing the best he can. He's kind of caught up in policy. He's trying not to use he's trying to de-escalate. Remember, once deadly force is authorized, the court does not require you to lose lower force. Once that guy pulled that weapon and do it, deadly force authorized. Once he dropped the gun, now we're kind of back to, does he have access? Is he still trying to hurt me? The guy's saying, I want to leave. He's not showing another weapon, so you kind of lose that ability to shoot deadly force. That's why a lot of times when cops pull their gun and you can't use it, now you're stuck with your gun in your hand. Before you can go hands-on, you got to get that gun back in your holster and secure it so you can go hands-on and fight. So if you can't use deadly force, your gun should be in your holster. But since you don't know if the guy's got another gun or he's going to pull it, you don't want your gun in your holster. So, I mean, very, very complicated situations that a lot of people just don't understand until you're in it. Okay.
Go!
So we got a little confusion here. Do I go get him? Do I go hands-on? No, I got a gun. Do I drop? So he drops his taser, and again, one prong is either stuck in his jacket or on him. And as you dry off, you're going to see the taser bouncing around the ground here. I think that was an accident. I don't think the guy popped the trunk on purpose. There goes the gun bouncing on the ground. That was the taser. That wasn't the gun he pulled.
Somebody go back there and get that gun off the side of the road. He pulled the gun on me.
Do you notice the cop never put out gun?
I'm taking him now.
I'm taking him out, meaning he's going to pit him. He does a pretty good pit here. Watch how he passes the car, hits that rear tire, he's going to push it. Does a good spin. He goes forward because he should have been speeding up when he pitted him. He'll make a U-turn, but pit didn't work. Guy drives off. See ya. He starts to hit him again down his hill. Guy dodges him. So he goes down a hill. It takes him a while. Right here, he could have some issues because he might have picked up a nail or something. Now he's going to be going 100 miles an hour and end up blowing a tire at that speed. Okay, so now the pursuit's on, and it's a long pursuit, 18 minutes, so I'm just going to talk about different things here. I'll turn down the radio a little bit. You don't hear a whole bunch. So, as you're chasing somebody, here's what's going on in the cop's mind. Alright, shit, I almost got shot. You can hear this guy breathing, by the way. When you go to the original video, if you want to go watch this, turn up your volume, you'll hear this cop in his car. Why is he breathing hard? Those who've been watching know he's in fight or flight. His heart rate's over 200 miles an hour. His lungs are open up. His bronchial tubes are expanding. His blood pressure is shooting up. He's got high heart rate. Everything's happening. He got an adrenaline pump. He just like shot up some speed. So he's got all this adrenaline now, and now he's driving. So now we got a little bit of tunnel vision. I talked about in the other pursuit that I've done, at what point do you terminate a pursuit? When is it too dangerous to chase somebody? In the other pursuit I did, where they were chasing a lady with kids, I think they should have probably terminated it. They knew who she was, she didn't pull the gun.
I'm up to 111 right now, approximately 120 miles an hour, be advised. I did perform a TBI at 107. It spun him around, but he got back on the road.
Okay, so he's putting out some good info. He's at 125 miles an hour. Yeah, we got him for speeding. He's already pulled a gun. He's assaulted a cop. I mean, there's plenty of things. They're going to probably try him for attempted murder, but he'll get charged with a gun. Maybe he's a felon. Maybe he's on parole. He's saying he just want to go home. A lot of people that know they're going back to prison want to get home one last time for some reason. They always run home. I don't know if they just want to get arrested in a comfortable spot or get arrested at home, whatever. They always want to go home. So what they didn't do here is nobody ran the guy's plate and said, hey, the guy said he wants to go home.
This subject armed and dangerous. He has pulled a firearm on me. Does he still have the gun or did he pitch it? He pitched it.
Okay, that's some supervisor being dumb.
Last couple of vehicles on the shoulder. I'm back primary.
Okay, he's telling me he's passing him on the road, but now remember, he said the guy's armed and dangerous, and then somebody came back. Does he still have it, or did he ditch it? That's a bad question, because the guy that asked the question is implying, well, he's not armed and dangerous anymore if he threw the gun. Bullshit. If he has one gun, he has two guns. One is two, two is three. So you don't ever think because he dropped one gun that now he's disarmed. That's just foolish thinking. You're not trained that way. That was a bad question. He shouldn't have asked that. He shouldn't have applied that. He tried to correct the officer because he said he was armed and dangerous. The guy that put him out as armed and dangerous, I think did the right thing. This guy is fucking armed and dangerous. He's armed with a freaking 125 mile an hour missile full of gas that he's going to kill somebody on the road. That's armed and dangerous enough for me. So he's running from his life. He's passing cars. From a standpoint of a cop, when you see cops coming, these are the things that you want to look for. When you see a cop, this guy's going to pass on the right, you're going to pass on the left, other units are going to pull in. See this unit pulling in? You got way too many units in this pursuit. I mean, if this was my pursuit, first thing I'd have said is get me an air unit so we can follow him and back down. The sooner I can get an air unit on him, whether it's a chopper or airplane, and usually in a big metropolitan area, Sacramento in that area, San Francisco, you get in those big bay areas, most agencies are big enough crime to where they have choppers. You can get a chopper pretty quick. So, I mean, you got a possible 187 attempt of murder on an officer, you can put that out. You're going to get priority on that chopper. So, if you get an air unit, now the air unit can follow to where the suspect may not be able to see him, and the units can shut down and stop jeopardizing people, and then they can follow him to where he goes, and then they can surround the place and get him. That would be a safer thing. Now, maybe they don't have access to air units. Maybe they don't know, how far out. Maybe they're all down. This looks pretty rural out in the middle of nowhere, so maybe they don't have an air unit available. I mean, air unit get there pretty quick if there's one within, 50, 100 miles. So they're chasing this guy. From the suspect standpoint, he's violating every rule. He doesn't give a shit. He's maxing his car out. The thing is, every time he hits his brakes or goes around one of these cars, I talked about contact patch. Your brakes heat up. Man, when your brakes heat up, it's just, you get what's called brake fade very quickly. And when you start losing brakes at this speed, you're going to have a crash. So he's making these erratic changes. You got traffic stopping, you got traffic jams, you got cops on the side of this guy tries to stop and almost gets rammed. I thought he hit him. Okay, so now he's saying they tried to ram him. Okay, yeah, we're stacking up charges. We've got him passing on the right. At these speeds of 100, you can't do a pit maneuver like he did earlier. Oh shit, there's my timer. All right, so let me go ahead and make this a part 2, and we'll come back with a part 2 on what happens here. But let me finish one point. When you pit somebody at this high speed, not only will you crash, he'll crash, you'll probably both roll, and you can't control it. So most agencies have a pit to where you use your car to wreck them. If they're over 40, 50 miles an hour, that's not an option anymore. All right? So we'll end this there and make a part 2.